This message is not a joke. The door is closing right now on your long-awaited answer to prayer. Why you? Why now? Archangel Michael has the reason. The heavens are not silent tonight. They are thundering with movement. The earth beneath your feet may feel ordinary, but in the unseen realm, gates are opening and closing with urgency. This message is not a whisper meant for every wandering soul. It is a trumpet call reserved for the one who has been waiting, groaning, and weeping in silence. You know in your heart that this moment finds you not by chance, but by divine appointment. For while many chase after blessings they cannot recognize, this word has been released for you, because you have stood in the long night of unanswered prayers, watching, waiting, and asking if heaven has forgotten your name. But listen carefully. The door is closing. Yet do not tremble, for the door does not close to reject you. It closes to release you into another. What was held shut by delay is now being sealed forever, so that no man, no enemy, no shadow of doubt can pull you back into the old waiting chamber again. And there, at the threshold of your decision, stands Archangel Michael, sword drawn, armor blazing, declaring that no counterfeit shall cross this line, and no thief shall steal what heaven has marked as yours. Still, the weight of your heart cannot be denied. You have prayed until your voice broke. You have dreamed until your hope grew faint, and yet the silence lingered. Many around you gave up, mocked, or doubted, but you remained. The weary, you remained. And it is this endurance, this humility, this obedience in waiting, that has positioned you to hear what others could not. For the still soul hears secrets, and the bowed heart receives mysteries, hidden from the proud. The door is closing not to punish, but to protect. It is closing not to deny, but to deliver. The moment has come. Heaven is stirring. The call is upon you. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. The loved one, hear the cry that pierces through the veil. This is not an ordinary moment, not a casual word, not a passing thought. This is a divine interruption sent into your day, into your life, into the very rhythm of your waiting. Heaven is sounding the alarm, and the Archangel Michael himself has been dispatched as a messenger and a guard over what is unfolding for you now. The heavens declare with thunder, before this day ends, before the moon completes its cycle, before the night swallows the horizon again, a decree will be set in motion. Do you not feel it? The stirring in your chest, the unease in your spirit, the strange awareness that something has shifted around you. That is not coincidence. That is not imagination. That is the weight of divine time pressing into your ordinary hours. Heaven is reaching for you, breaking into the stillness of your routine, reminding you that you have been set apart. This message does not call to the masses. It does not echo in the ears of the careless. It is reserved for the chosen, for the watchman, for the one whose prayers have scraped the floor of heaven until the scroll of remembrance has been opened on your behalf. The veil between heaven and earth has thinned in this very hour. Angels move with urgency, destinies tremble on the brink of release, and the sound of chains breaking is being carried on the unseen wind. But you must listen, for heaven requires your attention now. This is not a word to be postponed, not a warning to be saved for tomorrow. The timing of this message is the key, For heaven is not random, and God is not late. The very moment this message reaches your ears is the proof that the door of divine decision is swinging, and your obedience to hear and respond will decide what unfolds. And see, Michael stands in radiant glory, a sentinel at the doorway of your destiny. His sword gleams with fire that no darkness can resist, and his voice shakes with the authority of the Most High. He does not stand for all, but he stands for you, because you are the one who has been chosen to cross into a season sealed by heaven's hand. While others sleep, you awaken. While others doubt, you discern. While others ignore, you hear the whisper of God in the noise of men. And because you hear, you cannot remain the same. So hear this invocation clearly. You are summoned by heaven. You are interrupted by eternity. You are called to attention, and the hour-wed doors are shutting and opening in rapid succession. Delay is over. Excuses are over. Distractions are over. The King has commanded your name to be spoken, and the Archangel Michael has been sent as a witness to guard what is being written over you now. This is not a moment to question, not a time to wander, not an hour to hesitate. This is the decree. The door is closing, and what you choose in this moment will echo into your tomorrow. The heavens thunder and the earth trembles, but your spirit must rise. Heaven is speaking, and it is speaking to you. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. There are whispers around you, whispers you have felt but could not name. The silence of the night has not been empty. It has carried the weight of hidden voices, murmurs behind closed doors, and unseen glances that pierced your peace. You have wondered why the heaviness follows you, why the rest you seek in sleep turns into restless tossing, why your spirit awakens in the midnight hour with a weight you cannot explain. It is because the air around you has been filled with the vibrations of resistance. There are those who sense your rising, those who feel your blessing drawing near. They do not understand the price you paid to carry it. Yes, they see the light on you, but they do not know the nights you wept in secret. They admire the strength you now walk in, but they cannot fathom the weakness that almost crushed you. They feel the nearness of your breakthrough, but they do not comprehend the wilderness that broke you. And because they do not know its cost, they envy what heaven is now preparing to release into your hands. The truth is this: your battle has never been against flesh and blood alone. The unrest, the betrayal, the silent opposition, it is evidence that something greater is stirring around you. There have been betrayals you suspected, but could not confirm. Faces you trusted that carried smiles, but hid daggers. Relationships that shifted suddenly, without explanation, leaving you questioning your own worth. But child of heaven, do not mistake these things as random accidents. They are signals. They are signs. They are shadows reacting to the light of your becoming. Those who watched you may have whispered against you. Those who sat near may have carried envy, but none of it changes what is decreed over you. For what heaven has sealed, no human hand can cancel. Still, you have asked in secret, why now? Why me? Why must this weight fall on my shoulders when I am already weary? The answer lies in the mystery of timing. The door is not closing because you are forgotten. The door is closing because you are chosen. And the resistance you feel, the envy you sense, the betrayal you endured, they are not signs of rejection, but confirmation that the enemy has smelled the fragrance of your new season. The disruption in your soul, the unease that shakes you in quiet moments, it is the spiritual echo of the transition at hand. Heaven is pressing you forward, and the opposition is only the shadow cast by the greatness of your next step. Do not be dismayed by the whispers, for whispers cannot silence what heaven is shouting over you. Do not fear the envy, for envy cannot steal what has been bought with your tears. Do not tremble at betrayal, for betrayal only unveils the strength of the protection surrounding you. This mystery is not meant to break you. It is meant to awaken you to the reality that heaven has marked you for this hour. Now, pause and hear this. You are standing at a threshold, and your obedience in this very moment is what draws the line between delay and release. The emotional storm you have endured was the final shaking before the opening of the new door. Heaven says, hold on. Endure a little longer. What is about to be revealed will silence every voice of doubt. Type "I am guarded" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now released over you. Beloved, as you feel the weight of this mystery unfolding, remember that the mission of spreading God's word is also part of your breakthrough. When you sow into this work, through super thanks, membership, or even the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving, you are watering seeds that awaken souls across the earth. The word says the harvest is plentiful, and every seed you release becomes light breaking through someone else's darkness. I feel led to say, when you give, you are not supporting a channel. You are partnering with heaven to carry oil into empty lamps. Your act of faith becomes a living declaration that says, I believe in the word, and I want it to reach the weary. So rise up, step in, and let your gift be a prophetic act. Those who sow into this flow will not be forgotten. Heaven records, heaven rewards, and heaven responds. The door is closing, but your giving opens rivers of blessing for generations. Move now, and watch the heavens confirm your obedience. Hear this truth. What has risen against you is not random. The resistance you feel, the delays you have endured, the denials that bruised your faith, they are not accidents of life. They are markers of war. For every soul destined to carry a breakthrough, for every heart chosen to walk through a closing door into a greater one, there comes a testing fire, a spiritual conflict designed to weigh the strength of your endurance. Heaven has not abandoned you. Heaven has been watching how you respond under pressure, how you react when silence stretches long, how you hold faith when shadows press against you. The unseen battles you have faced were never about small things. They were not about money, not about relationships, not about opportunities that slipped through your grasp. No, beloved, they were about destiny. They were about the oil on your head, the calling over your life, the very assignment that heaven wrote with your name before the foundations of the earth. The opposition that raged against you was not meant to kill you. It was meant to test if you would rise or if you would retreat. And still, you remain. Weary, perhaps. Bruised, perhaps. But here you stand, listening now, because you endured what others did not. Do not misunderstand the warfare. It is not a punishment. It is a proof. The delays were never meant to deny you. They were meant to sharpen you. The betrayals were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to strip away the false so that you could recognize the true. Every setback was not a grave, but a training ground. And now the Spirit declares, the one who has endured testing shall inherit the promise. This is why the pressure mounted when your breakthrough drew near. This is why the whispers multiplied, the betrayals deepened, the heaviness grew. Because the enemy saw that your next step would not just bless you, it would unlock blessings for generations through you. And so, child of heaven, your response has always mattered more than the conflict itself. In silence, you were being measured. In prayer, you were being elevated. In rashness, you could have surrendered your edge, but in patience, you gained heaven's approval. Every sigh, every tear, every groan of your heart was a record in the courts of heaven, proving that you did not abandon your post even when the weight felt unbearable. Archangel Michael himself has been stationed to watch not only over the promise, but also over your reaction, for heaven weighs obedience as much as it releases blessing. This is why the conflict has followed you so closely. This is why your name has stirred envy and your presence has shaken rooms. You are marked. You are chosen. You are not like the rest. And because of that mark, you were tested in fire. But hear me clearly. The fire was not to consume you. The fire was to refine you. What you endured was heaven's preparation, and what you suffered was the proof of your calling. The delays were your classroom, and the conflict was your initiation. Now the scales of heaven tilt, and the reward of endurance stands before you. So lift your head. Do not fear the battle behind you, for it only proves the crown before you. The war was never against what you lost. It was always against what you were about to gain. And heaven has already declared, the door closes behind, but it opens ahead. Type "I'm tested and approved" in the comments if you received this message. Blessing code 2020 is now released over your destiny. Hear this with trembling reverence. The time of waiting without movement has ended. Heaven is stirring, and a shift has been set in motion. Within the next 72 hours, the unseen realm will begin to unfold what has been hidden, and the spiritual pressure you have felt will press itself into visible change. The delay that stretched and weighed on your spirit is now folding into a swift transition. The door is closing, and with it, the season of waiting is being sealed. This is not a rumor. It is not a mere impression. It is the decree of heaven that the appointed time is upon you. Even now, movements are taking place behind the curtain of the unseen. Whispers grow louder in secret places. Plans are forming in the hearts of those who cannot stand the light you carry. Conversations you are not present for are circling your name. Strategies against you are being plotted, and yet they do not realize that the very hand of God is weaving those schemes into the fabric of your elevation. What they plot in darkness, heaven will turn into light. What they whisper in envy, heaven will use as the wind beneath your wings. But you must remain alert, for the pressure is at its peak, and the door is swinging shut. Listen closely. You are entering the hour of exposure, when what has been hidden will show its face, when what has been whispered will echo aloud, when what has been done in secret will be brought into the open. Yet the Spirit warns you, do not panic, do not react, do not descend into fear. For every tremor of chaos is only a sign that the enemy knows his grip is slipping. The shift is not your downfall, it is your unveiling. The turbulence is not your destruction, it is the evidence that heaven's hand is moving with speed. But mark this well, the door is closing quickly. Opportunities that once lingered are being sealed shut. The old cycle is locking, never to open again. Heaven is saying, you cannot return, you cannot cling to what has expired, you cannot keep circling what has already been judged unfit for your destiny. This is the warning. Hesitation now will cost you dearly. Delay in obedience will carry weight. For in this prophetic window, heaven is requiring your yes, your trust, your stillness, your faith. Do not expect full details now, for heaven reveals in patterns and signs, not in full blueprints. You are not called to see every piece. You are called to trust the one who commands the pieces into place. The mystery will remain, but your spirit already knows what your mind cannot grasp. The restlessness, the urgency, the divine pressure, it is heaven pushing you to align before the closing door locks and the new one swings wide. So receive this solemn word. The next 72 hours carry significance. Stay awake in prayer. Guard your tongue in silence. Hold your position in faith. Heaven has already sent Michael to stand guard, but you must align with obedience. The shift is not coming someday. It has already begun. And the door that closes now shall not open again. Type I am alert in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 is now covering you with divine urgency and clarity. Beloved one, hear this counsel clearly. Your greatest weapon in this hour is not noise, not argument, not striving, but silence. Be still, for your stillness is a weapon. Heaven is not calling you to defend yourself, nor to run ahead in panic, nor to prove your worth in the sight of those who question you. The command is simple yet profound. Withdraw from the chatter. Turn away from the clamor. Close your ear to the gossip and your heart to the rumors. The moment you step into stillness, you disarm the enemy. The moment you choose silence over strife, heaven's armies move on your behalf. There is a protection that only obedience unlocks, and silence is the seal that releases it. Do not underestimate this strategy. When the door is closing and the atmosphere is shifting, your silence becomes a wall of fire around you. Your refusal to answer every critic, your unwillingness to entertain every whisper, your decision to hold your tongue when provoked, these are not signs of weakness. They are evidence that you have chosen heaven's way over man's. The enemy expects you to fight in the flesh, but when you remain still, you force him into confusion. Archangel Michael is already stationed at the door of your destiny, sword raised, guarding the threshold you are about to cross. He does not need your words to strike. He does not require your hands to battle. His presence alone is the shield that covers you. But heaven requires your trust, your willingness to stay hidden in the shadow of the Almighty while the war is waged on your behalf. You must believe that God fights best when His chosen remain calm. The silence you hold is not empty. It is full of power, full of authority, full of the sound of heaven's decree echoing louder than any earthly accusation. Remember this. Noise invites distraction, but stillness attracts revelation. If you will quiet yourself in this hour, you will hear the whispers of heaven, the mysteries that only come to the humbled heart. The storm around you may rage, voices may rise, circumstances may stir, but in the secret chamber of stillness, heaven speaks and protects. The enemy cannot decipher silence. He cannot trace the hidden movements of a heart anchored in prayer. So step back. Do not engage with those who bait you. Do not explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Do not defend yourself against whispers too small to matter. Instead, anchor yourself in prayer. Anchor yourself in worship. Anchor yourself in trust. For every moment you stay quiet before men, heaven thunders on your behalf. And when heaven thunders, no voice can override the decree. Child of God, your silence is not emptiness. It is obedience. Your stillness is not passivity. It is strategy. In silence, you prove your trusts. In stillness, you secure your shield. And as you obey, the angelic guard stands firmer, brighter, stronger, surrounding you with walls that no weapon can penetrate. The door that is closing will not slam in your face. It will close gently behind you, sealing you from the reach of every adversary, while Michael ushers you into the space prepared for your next season. So, do not be afraid of stillness. Do not fear being unseen. Heaven has seen you, and heaven is guarding you. Remain calm, remain hidden, remain faithful, for this is how you walk safely into the new. Type "I am guarded in stillness" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now surrounding you with divine protection. Hear me now, chosen one. You are not who they thought you were. You are not defined by the season of waiting, nor are you bound by the chains of silence. The fire you endured did not consume you. It refined you. The trials you faced did not erase you. They transformed you. The very storms that came to scatter you have instead forged wings strong enough to carry you higher than you have ever been before. This is the shift. Heaven is declaring that the door that shuts behind you is proof that you have outgrown the place you once belonged. Your enemies believed that silence meant weakness. They believed your quiet posture meant surrender. But they could not see that while they whispered, heaven was building you. While they plotted, heaven was planting you. While they doubted, heaven was deepening your roots. You are no longer the same person who entered the season of delay. You have been stretched, refined, stripped, and reshaped in the hidden chambers where no human eye could see. And now, as the door closes, heaven is unveiling a transformed version of you that will rise in authority, walk in boldness, and stand in a strength that can no longer be shaken. This is your elevation moment. The fire you survived was your refining fire. The tears you cried watered the soil of your new beginning. The silence you endured became the cocoon in which your wings were formed. Now, you emerge, not broken, but unbreakable. Not weary, but strengthened. Not silenced, but sharpened. You are rising into a space where the same battles that once overwhelmed you can no longer touch you, because you have ascended beyond their reach. Child of God, you must see yourself as heaven sees you. You are not shrinking, you are rising. You are not the victim, you are the vessel. You are not overlooked, you are anointed. The old door closes because it can no longer contain the new measure of who you have become. The prayers you prayed shaped you. The waiting molded you. The disappointment trained you. The betrayal purified you. And now, the fullness of your transformation is undeniable. Lift your head and declare it. I am not who I was. I am fire forged. I am heaven marked. I am chosen to carry what others could not bear. The wings I carry now were born in hiddenness, and the strength I wield now was formed in silence. The enemy thought the delay would destroy you, but the delay only refined you. The betrayal was meant to break you, but it only pushed you deeper into the arms of God. The waiting was designed to weaken you, but it has only produced a strength no power of darkness can overcome. So step forward in this empowerment. Heaven is not calling you backward into weakness, but upward into dominion. The door behind you is shut because you have grown beyond it. The space ahead of you awaits your arrival because you were created for it. Rise now. Rise into authority. Rise into boldness. Rise into the full measure of who you have become. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. Type I am rising in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now lifting you into transformation and strength. Beloved, the question that has burned in your spirit is this: why now? Why me? Why has the wait been so long? And why does heaven move with such urgency in this moment? The answer is this: what seemed like delay was never denial. What felt like silence was never abandonment. Every unanswered prayer, every long night of waiting, every tear that seemed to fall unnoticed was being recorded in heaven's book of remembrance. Your name is written there. Your faith is noted there. Your tears are stored there. And now, heaven has declared that the appointed time has arrived. The season of release is here. The reason the door is closing is because the time for your transition has come. The delay was not because you were forgotten, but because the promise could not be delivered until the atmosphere was aligned, until your spirit was strengthened, until the path was clear. If it had come too soon, you would not have been ready. If it had arrived earlier, you would have walked into blessing without the wisdom to sustain it. But now, after refining fire and hidden preparation, you are ready to carry what heaven is releasing. The delay was not a punishment, it was a preparation. Why you? Because your endurance has marked you as trustworthy. Many began the same race, but they abandoned it midway. Many lifted their prayers, but their faith crumbled under the weight of waiting. You remained. You held on. You stood in silence when everything in you wanted to break. And heaven has decided that your endurance is enough proof to entrust you with what others forfeited. Why now? Because the season of alignment is here. Because heaven's scroll has turned. because the very earth itself is groaning for the manifestation of those who have been refined, and you are among them. And see, Archangel Michael stands guard at the door of this new passage. The reason is clear. The blessing you are about to step into is not a small shift. It is a sacred passage that cannot be opened by human hands. Only heaven has the key. Only heaven has the authority. Michael guards the way, because what is ahead of you is holy, ordained, and dangerous to the enemy's plans. He does not let you enter lightly. He lets you enter because your season has arrived. So lift your head, child of God. The silence was not wasted. The waiting was not meaningless. The delay was the divine hand shaping you, preserving you, and preparing you for this very hour. Now heaven announces, your breakthrough is not coming. It has begun. The passage is open, the blessing is sealed, and the reason has been revealed. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing Ode 4141 is now confirming your season of release. Beloved, as this prophetic revelation unfolds, remember that this channel is not just a voice. It is a trumpet of heaven calling souls into destiny. When you sow into this work, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are joining the angelic mission of spreading the word into hearts desperate for light. The Lord declares that those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed, and your giving becomes a prophetic seed of light in dark places. I invite you now. Let your offering be not a donation, but a declaration, a holy act that says, I believe this word must go further. When you give, you are not fueling a platform, you are fueling eternity. And heaven will not forget the seed you sow in this moment of revelation. Step in with boldness, sow with faith, and watch as your generosity becomes part of the very flow of answered prayers. The heavens declare, this is the hour of activation. You have waited long, you have endured silence, you have walked through fire, but now heaven requires more than waiting. Heaven requires your yes. For the door that is closing will not open to hesitation, nor will the new door swing wide for those who shrink back in fear. It is your declaration, your obedience, your faith in motion, that unlocks what is now standing before you. Destiny does not fall into your lap. It awakens when you rise to meet it. Hear this clearly. Alignment requires action. Heaven is not asking you to strive in human strength, but it is commanding you to align through obedience. This is the time to fast, to pray, to lift your voice in declarations that shake the unseen realm. This is the moment to say with boldness, I am chosen, I am anointed, I am called, and I will not retreat. Your words carry weight, for they are not mere sounds. They are weapons forged in the Spirit. What you decree in faith on earth is echoed by heaven's armies. Your silence kept you safe, but your declarations will propel you forward. Child of God, your destiny is not passive. It is a call to boldness. The breakthrough is prepared, but it requires your step. Like Israel standing at the Red Sea, you are being commanded to move forward. The waters will not part while you stand still in fear. They part when you lift your staff, when you step into the impossible, when you declare that God is with you, even when the way is not visible. So too now, you must act. Do not look backward. Do not circle in confusion. Do not wait for every detail to appear. Move with faith, and the path will unfold as you walk. Heaven is waiting for your agreement. The angels are positioned. The door is guarded. The blessing is prepared, but heaven will not move without your yes. Do not delay it. Do not silence it. Speak it aloud. Live it in action. Walk it in faith. For obedience is not only hearing, obedience is moving. And when you move, the atmosphere shifts, the chains break, the opposition loses power. This is why the enemy fought your confidence, why he tried to drown your declarations, why he wanted to silence your faith. Because your yes is powerful. Your obedience carries weight. Your step into destiny shakes what is hidden in the unseen. Every time you rise, the enemy loses ground. Every time you declare, the heavens open wider. Every time you obey, the path straightens. So now, beloved, rise. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not look for the approval of men. Heaven has already spoken, and heaven's word is final. Say it aloud. Heaven, I agree. Heaven, I rise. Heaven, I walk forward into what you have prepared. And as you speak it, your steps will carry you into the fullness of what God has promised. This is destiny activation, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Type ISAYYS in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5151 is now unlocking your obedience and releasing your destiny. Beloved, while you wrestled with silence, heaven was not still. While you lay awake in the midnight hours, wondering if your prayers had vanished into nothingness, heaven was recording, calculating, exchanging. Do not be deceived by what your natural eyes could not see. There has been a holy negotiation in the spirit realm, a silent exchange on your behalf. What the enemy stole, heaven has demanded back. What was delayed, heaven has preserved. What seemed lost, heaven has been holding in trust until the moment was right. Every prayer you whispered, even when your faith felt weak, was a seed sown into the treasury of heaven. Every tear you shed became water poured over those seeds. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was left unrecorded. While you thought heaven was silent, angels were moving. While you thought your requests went unheard, scrolls were being written. Archangel Michael himself has stood in the courts of heaven, guarding the record of your faith, ensuring that nothing the adversary accused you of could cancel the covenant written over you. And now the exchange is reaching its climax. Prayers long held in waiting are being released. Blessings withheld for the appointed time are being delivered. Spiritual inheritance that seemed locked is being unlocked. There is movement, quiet, swift, invisible to the naked eye, but your spirit feels it, doesn't it? That stirring, that weight, that sudden awareness that something has shifted without explanation. Your mind may not fully grasp it, but your spirit knows. Heaven is working. Heaven is transferring. Heaven is restoring. Child of God, hear this. Nothing you lost is truly gone. It has only been rerouted. What slipped through your hands was caught in heaven's hands. What the enemy thought he stole has been placed under lock and key, awaiting the hour of reversal. Even now, as you hear this word, a silent exchange is taking place. Where shame once rested, honor is being placed. Where lack once spoke, provision is being poured. Where delay once lingered, acceleration is being decreed. This is why you felt the shift before you saw it. Your spirit was the first to sense the release. The unease you carried, the sudden weight in your heart, the restless nights, they were signals that heaven was moving behind the veil. Why you waited, heaven worked. Why you slept, heaven recorded. Why you endured, heaven prepared. The exchange was never in your control, and that is why you had to remain in trust. The battle was waged on a level you could not see, and the victory is being delivered in ways you cannot yet measure. So stand firm. Do not let the silence deceive you, and do not let the mystery confuse you. What is yours is already being placed back into your hands. The silent exchange is complete, and soon the visible manifestation will follow. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has been working all along. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6161 is now releasing restoration into your life. Beloved, hear this decree. Justice is not delayed, it is unfolding. The heavens have weighed the scales, and the God who sees in secret has stretched forth his hand to balance what men have twisted. Every weapon forged against you, every word spoken to wound you, every plot devised to entrap you, none of it has escaped the gaze of the Almighty. The time of silent endurance is shifting into the hour of divine reversal. The tables are turning, and the very forces that rose to mock you will soon watch as you are elevated before their eyes. This is the law of heaven. What was sent against you returns tenfold to its sender, but what was stolen from you comes back multiplied into your hands. Shame is turned to honor. Delay is turned to acceleration. Loss is turned to restoration. The adversary thought he had silenced your destiny, but he has only provoked heaven's justice. The fire that came to consume you is now the very flame that will refine your testimony. The pits dug for your downfall are being transformed into wells of living water springing up with blessing. The very places of defeat will become the very stages of your triumph. Child of God, justice is not always immediate, but it is always certain. Heaven's clock does not run late. The same God who recorded your tears has also recorded the injustice you faced. The betrayal that pierced you, the envy that surrounded you, the whispers that poisoned your name, they have all been entered into the records of heaven. And now the judge of all the earth rises to say, enough. No longer will the scales tip against you. No longer will the wicked prosper at your expense. No longer will the enemy's laughter echo louder than your prayers. This is reversal. The weapon formed shall return to the sender, the curse spoken shall rebound. The plan of destruction shall collapse under its own weight. While the adversary prepared traps, heaven was already preparing your escape. While tongues wagged against you, heaven was already silencing their authority. And while you endured in patience, the hand of God was preparing to lift you into a position no voice of man can cancel. This is not vengeance born of flesh, but justice born of heaven's law. For God himself has declared, Vengeance is mine, I will repay. Lift your head, for the shame that once marked you will become the story that glorifies God. The very people who doubted you will witness the hand of God raising you. Those who whispered against you will be forced to watch your rising in silence. And every moment of pain, every season of loss, every tear of waiting will be answered in the language of reversal. What was meant to destroy you has only set the stage for your unveiling. What was sent to break you has only announced your breakthrough. So stand in this assurance. Justice has begun. Reversal is unfolding. The door that closes now shuts the mouth of every accuser, and the door that opens will display your vindication before heaven and earth. Type "Divine Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8181 is now activating reversal and restoration in your life. Beloved one, hear this final word. This was not a joke, but a holy interruption. Heaven has broken into your ordinary day to deliver an extraordinary decree. The silence you endured was not abandonment, it was preparation. The delay you carried was not punishment, it was shaping. And now, as the door closes behind you, the Spirit of God announces with clarity, you are not late, you are not forgotten, you are not denied. You are right on time, chosen for this moment, sealed for this season. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold, sword drawn, declaring that no force of darkness can follow you through this new passage. The old door is sealed forever, and the new door is opening with divine authority. Step forward with confidence. Walk with boldness. For your destiny is not uncertain, it is confirmed. Your name is written, your faith has been remembered, your endurance has been rewarded. The prayers that lingered unanswered have now been gathered into manifestation. This is your affirmation. You are anointed. You are appointed. You are chosen. You are protected. You are released. The heaven that once seemed silent is now thundering with movement on your behalf. The enemies that once surrounded you will now stand as witnesses to your rising. The very battles that once tried to break you will now serve as testimony of your strength. You are not stepping into this door empty-handed. You are stepping into it with the fullness of heaven's favor. So rise. Lift your head. Walk into the space prepared for you. The door behind you is shut, and it shall not reopen. The door before you is holy, guarded, and meant for your feet alone. This is the final seal. You are not too late. You are not behind schedule. The clock of heaven strikes now. Walk forward. The promise is yours. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9292 is now sealing your destiny in divine protection and favor. Beloved, as this final blessing seals over you, I invite you to partner with this mission of spreading the word across the nations. Every message, every prophetic declaration, every word of encouragement sent through this channel is oil poured into weary lamps. When you sow through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving. You are igniting the light of God in places of darkness. The word declares that those who sow in tears will reap with joy, and your gift becomes the living seed of joy for someone who desperately needs this message. I speak over you now. Your giving will return as multiplied favor. Your generosity will release rivers into dry ground, and your obedience will open the windows of heaven over your life. Do not hesitate. Step into this flow, sow into the Word, and watch God move.